Hey Maverick, how you doing? Thanks for having me come in today. I thought I'd bring a little of my memorabilia from back in '72, my letter jacket. I haven't worn it in about 50 years. The old letter sweater, so got that on. Back in the 60s and 70s, we used to wear these things. Been in my closet for about 50 years. So I'm going to take this off and we can get started with whatever you'd like to talk about. Wrestling was something I never really knew about. Ninth grade, I came from country school in Michigan. I was a country boy. I used to climb trees and silos and things, so I was pretty strong actually. So I was in ninth grade algebra class with Mr. Vihar, and I don't know, he saw something in me, I guess. Maybe I was too small for football, too small for basketball, so he thought, hey, maybe you'd be a good little wrestler. So I'm going to introduce you to this coach of ours. His name is Coach I. And I said, okay, that'd be great. So he walked me down the hall. I met Coach I. I said, Coach I, I'm here to talk about wrestling. So what's it all about? And that's my first introduction to wrestling. So Beachwood Wrestling was a pioneer, I would say. Coach I was, I think, right out of college from Kent State. And he started the first program. I think Bob Bloom was his first wrestler. So nobody really knew what it would take to be good. You know, it's like you go to wrestling practice and then you go home. I never really wrestled a full season. My freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. Coach I got to make up for lost time. So I'm going to wrestle at every tournament I can this summer. Nobody really did that. And then I said, would you mind if I brought some like really good guys into our wrestling room? And nobody did that back in the day. So you were a coach, you had your guys, you blew the whistle, you did some drills, but nobody really understood the sport as far as, you know, how to diet, how to make weight, strength and conditioning. You know, there's a whole science behind that. So I evolved through the years with, you know, training, and again, Coach I was kind of the conduit that helped me get to that next level. And he was actually learning through the years. So he was new at the sport as a coach. So my family brought in talent that he would have never met. Rick Sanders, a world champ, or Jimmy Carr, or Fletcher Carr. I mean, we brought in these great guys into our wrestling room, which was great. And then what that did, you know, it really helped me, but it also helped guys like Ricky Stone, Rick Sorkin, the future state champs, which are a couple years younger than me, but you know, they saw the work ethic that I had, and I learned that work ethic really from a world champion, Rick Sanders. The cross training, I used to do judo and things, you know, like nobody did that, or gymnastics. And so I brought a lot of things to Coach I and shared with him, and then he took that and passed it on to his guys. And Beachwood became great, as you know. We had many state champs. Well, you know, Ron Madow was the leader. He was the animal. His nickname was the Animal. And you know, I remember watching him down at the state tournament his senior year. It was very inspirational and motivating for me. And I go, I want to be down here. I want to do this. So it wasn't easy, but it happened. It was pretty exciting to win the states, you know. I used to watch videos of myself wrestling. I mean, I'd go to a match, I'd watch video, and matches I'd lose, I go, oh, I can't believe I did that. I learned so much by watching. And my coaches, Coach I, they'd come over to my house and we'd watch videos, and Coach Safferstein, we'd watch the videos. And my senior year, I think I lost 3 matches. I lost the Kenson tournament finals, the conference tournament, lost sectional tournament. I just thought, God, how can I win state if I can't win the conference or win sectionals? But to my defense, I was actually sick during the sectionals and conference. And then right after that, I was healthy for districts. I kind of walked through districts and states. I kind of walked through states also. But winning that match, the first 30 seconds or so, the guy shoots a fireman's on me, and I block him with an underhook. And I'm just kind of like hanging in there, like he's trying to do this fireman. He doesn't know that I have a really good pancake that I learned from the coaching staff, you know, Coach I and Coach Safferstein. And most guys don't know how to do a pancake. They try to pry it like this. So I used a lot of leverage and the basic teeter-totter, the fulcrum, and I was really a science kind of guy. I tried to leverage pressure points and things like that. So I flipped them with a pancake. I'm up 5-0 in the finals. And I was just like, I think I can win this match. And when it was over, it was like, wow, this is fun. I waved to everybody. We did it. And Coach I and Coach Morgenstern the night before were out having dinner, and they were all nervous. We got a big day tomorrow, Mark. And I go, chill out, guys. It's okay. I wasn't worried about losing. I feared one wrestler. That was myself. I didn't fear any other wrestler. I wasn't worried about any other wrestler, but I feared myself that I couldn't go 100% for the 6 minutes that we went. So I trained so hard that even if I had to go overtime, I could still go 100%. But I tried not to go into overtime. So I tried to keep the matches to the point where I go so hard that it's not even close. But anyway, winning state was pretty exciting. So who inspired me? I'd say Coach I was a father figure to me. You know, it's like my parents were divorced, and my dad was in Michigan. I spent a lot of time with Coach I within the practices and such. I had a stepbrother that was an All-American. He was an All-American football player. And when I was in high school, I was kind of inspired by him, watched how hard he worked, and I go, you know, in the summer, he trained hard in the summer to be a good athlete in the school year. And I think I learned a lot from that, because back in the day, nobody really went to tournaments every weekend. Nobody trained all year round like they do now. So I started wrestling in 9th grade, and I learned a lot over the years how to accelerate and be good at that sport, which, of course, you can take that to life. And if hard work usually pays off. You know, the harder you work, the luckier you get, right? The first coach I really ever had, and in 9th grade, he introduced me to wrestling. And, you know, he didn't really know me. I was one of the boys. But over the years, we became close. He was at my house after I won a national title. He just came from districts tournament where David Fisher just was a conference or district champ. But after that tournament, Coach I was at my house. He was at my wedding. See him at Dunkin' Donuts all the time. Not as much as I used to, but yeah, so he became a friend. I had a travel agency. He used to travel with me and such. So we've kind of known each other from when I was 14 till now I'm 70. It's like a long time. He was my coach. He was my leader. I'd look at him for direction and such. So a lot of fun wrestling for Coach I. I'd like to think I did. So when Coach I, in 1971, in the team photo of our team, he wrote in there, "Good luck to my next year captain, 1971-72 captain, and if you work hard, we'll go all the way." You never be doubting your abilities. Being a captain helped me help my team, because we had a lot of guys did really well, and I'd like to think that I inspired them in practice. You can't take me down. You can't hold me down. You can't escape from me. Nobody really liked to wrestle with me because I was never easy. I mean, I didn't hurt anybody, but I never dogged it. And I'd bring in like half a dozen t-shirts because I'd probably sweat 5 to 10 pounds in a practice. And I just go as hard as I could. And I think that I need a fresh guy. I need a fresh guy. I need a fresh guy. Hard work in sports, in business, in life. And also, I have to say, positive winning mental attitude. Guys, like, you know, lighten up. Still, you're only 5 pounds overweight. It's okay. You don't beat yourself up, or you feel, I'm so tired, I can't go anymore. But part of being successful in wrestling and life is having a positive winning mental attitude. Like, I go to work a lot of times, people say to me, "I just can't be so upbeat like you. It's at 8 in the morning." I go, okay, but you have a choice. You can, with my kids, my wife, and others, I go, you have a choice. You can choose to be happy, or you can choose to be sad or depressed. What is it that you want? Why are you here? Anybody that comes into this room can be a state champ. As an athlete, you have to lay out, what are your goals? Do I want to just be on the team? Do I want to have a 500 record? Do I want to be varsity? Do I want to place at sectionals, or do I want to be a state champ? And I was here a few years back. I asked all the guys, I did a clinic. And so I said, guys, put your head down and close your eyes. How many of you are willing to do what it takes to be a state champ? I think they pretty much all of them raised their hand. I want to be a state champ, because everybody wants to be a state champ, or the best you can be. All right, you want to be a state champ. Let's see how hard you can run. And then I watched, most of the kids were like jogging. I go, that's not how you become a state champ. I said, so if you want to be a state champ, you have to be committed. You have to have the right mental attitude. You have to have the right physical build and endurance. You have to have the right technique. Get good sleep, eat good foods. So you got to be the whole package if you want to be the best. To anybody that wants to be successful, it's not easy, because to get up in the morning, and like I used to get here at 7 in the morning and go run 2 miles before school. I was like, why am I doing this? I said, and that wasn't that much, really, 2 miles, but hardly anybody did stuff like that back in the day. And then if you make that commitment, you could write your goals down and talk about your strengths, talk about your weaknesses, and go live your dream. Go for your dream.